Welcome back to Idaho News. New law requires Idaho drivers to provide proof of insurance to DMV or risk registration suspension. Now, I'm against this. It's hard enough. I don't know if you've been to the DMV, but it sucks with all the crap you have to bring, especially if you have to renew your license. A lot of it, I believe, there's just so many laws and stupid rules about it. If you just miss one, they extort money from you, and it sucks. So I'm against insurance, mandated insurance too. Vehicle owners will need to provide proof of insurance for 2 consecutive months or risk having their registration suspended beginning in 2020. That's a crock. Yeah. The law, Idaho Code Section 49-1234, was passed during the 2019 Idaho legislative session and goes into effect in January. It requires the Idaho Transportation Department Division of Motor Vehicles to determine monthly whether the owner of a vehicle has insurance. The law applies only to non-commercial vehicles and excludes trailers and off-highway vehicles. A notification letter will be sent to affect vehicle owners to alert them of the law change. Owners without insurance coverage for 2 consecutive months will receive a warning and be given 30 days to provide proof of insurance or obtain an exemption before the registration is suspended. To reinstate a suspended license, owners will need to provide proof of insurance and pay $75. Some vehicles are exempt from this mandate. For a full list of frequently asked questions, you can go to the local news 8 and click there. So basically what they're saying is if you don't have that piece of if you don't pay for that piece of paper, they're going to threaten you to pay even more fees. And if you don't, then they're going to arrest you, throw you in a cage, and extort even more of you. Idaho U.S. Attorney launches DOJ Gun Violence project. This worries me. U.S. Attorney for Idaho Bart Davis says the Department of Justice is launching an initiative designed to reduce gun violence and enforce federal firearm laws. Project Guardian will include a previous trigger lock program which focuses on people arrested for criminal possession of a weapon. The initiative will also use modern technology to promote gun crime intelligence. Does that mean they're going to use technology to spy? What does that mean? Reducing gun violence is a paramount importance to me and the dedicated professionals in my office, said U.S. Attorney Bart M. Davis. This new program will complement our robust Project Safe Neighborhoods program, which has removed countless repeat violent offenders off our streets. Guardian expansion to include enforcing background check systems, improving information sharing, and coordinating responses to mental health denials. Coordinating responses to mental health denials? Will ensure that far fewer Idahos will feel the pain and loss of gun violence. No, but you're going to act gun violence on people that are using the Second Amendment. People are dying because of this law. You know what? I'm going to do a story. I should do a couple stories on it. The Department of Justice said the project is based on 5 principles. 1. Coordinated prosecution of new cases involved people arrested in possession of a firearm. 2. Enforcing background check systems will include creation of new guidelines for intake and prosecution of federal cases involving false statements made during the acquisition of firearms from licensed federal firearm dealers. It will focus on people with previous violent backgrounds. I'm against background checks. Improved information sharing between alcohol, tobacco, firearms, and explosives with state fusion centers. Information about previous denials would help local and state agencies make licensing decisions. 4. Coordinated response to mental health denials will help ensure that people prohibited from possessing a firearm under a mental health prohibition are promptly submitted for case management to help assure public safety. Now, that right there, that's what scares me. 4. And this coincides with red flag laws. Because what is a red flag law? All it is that, let's say, a family member, a friend, or a neighbor, or just, some far left on Twitter thinks you're a danger because of what you said, or you have wrong think. And guess what? Judge will confiscate your gun and you don't have a say. And if you don't release your gun, they will shoot you. And they've already killed people doing this. So they're going to use mental health. That's what they're going to use the most, is the mental health. Because if you've ever even thought you had depression, talk to your doctor about it, you're screwed. You're already on a list. All federal, state, local, and tribal law enforcement work together to ensure effective coordination of crime gun intelligence that would maximize the use of modern intelligent tools and technology to identify trigger pullers. What does that mean? Like, what technology and how are you going to implement it on law-abiding citizens? I understand that this is, for criminals. Every law that politicians write are for, quotation mark criminals. But what it really does is affects law-abiding citizens. So what are they going to use? And how are they going to implement that without violating our rights? Anyways, you can find more information about Project Guardian in this memo from Attorney General William Barr. And here is the Project Guardian thing. Anyways. Yeah, I don't see this going very well. Nearly 300 wild horses captured in central Idaho. That's cool. Nearly 300 wild horses have been captured in central Idaho as part of a plan by federal land managers to reduce the number of wild horses roaming the area to about 185. The U.S. Bureau of Land Management says that 295 wild horses were rounded up over 7 days recently in the Chalice Herd Management Area near the town of Chalice. And it's beautiful up there, too. Aerial census flights are planned this week to determine the number of wild horses remaining in the area. The agency says balancing herd size with what the 260 square mile management area can support will help protect habitat for wildlife species such as sage-grouse, pronghorn, antelope, mule deer, and elk. The agency says mares released back into management area will be treated with fertility control, and horses not released will be readied for an adoption and sale program. So Chalice, that's where I go up there to elk hunt. So beautiful up there. I didn't know there was wild horses. I don't understand why they can't just let them roam free. There's more to it than, obviously a lot of these management, what people don't understand is that, in my opinion, a lot of conservatives really conserve land management, What people don't understand is that you have to control populations in order to save the species, especially in dense populations like that. All right. So the Idaho Governor orders health review of Lake Coeur d'Alene. The Governor of Idaho has ordered a third-party data review of Lake Coeur d'Alene and its health continues to deteriorate. A spokesman review reported recently that Republican Governor Brad Little announced that the request at an annual water quality conference. Coeur d'Alene tribe and state officials say a decade of collected data shown the lake contains an increased volume of phosphorus and sediment polluted with lead and other heavy metals caused in part by human development. Coeur d'Alene tribe officials withdrew from the lake management plan in September in response to increased toxin levels and perceived lack of action. Officials say the request indicates support and concern from the governor's office. Little says the report must detail the sufficiency and current data and offer recommendations to address any identified concerns. All right, like, subscribe, share, comment, donate, or comment. Comment. That's what I like the most, comments. Okay, so I'll see you guys in the next video. Remember to head over to BitChute. I only do one video on YouTube, this one, but on BitChute, that's where I'm mainly at, and we'll be moving to exclusively, so be sure to sign up.